What is up, everyone? This is Hurricane090, and this is going to be Operation Bedrock episode 232 to 232nd episode of the Operation Bedrock series. A series where my friends and I are going to be mining the entire world until there's nothing but bedrock left, except for the floor, of course, because we need something flat to walk on. So, what is there to talk about is that nothing really much has happened during this last week, or this week in particular. Honestly, is that I've been getting more hours at work, which I'm not even complaining about because the pay raise went up a bit. So I'm actually getting more money per hour. So even if it's my day off, I would not mind because honestly, I've been making more money out of this work than I have actually making videos on YouTube. So in the long run, you got to look at it from the long run that I would like to get some more money so that I could actually purchase more equipment for the channel and then keep on working on the channel. So that is what's going to be happening so far, is that if I get more hours at work, then I'm not going to complain. So I'm kind of happy that I'm getting more hours so I could just save up some more money for getting more stuff for the channel. So in the long run, again, it's all for the channel. In any case, that of course that I do have school and starting to pick up a bit where I'm going to be getting more assignments. I'm going to be having to do a lot of reading and as well as a lot of studying and as well as a lot of writing, because one of the courses I have is Introduction to Ethics, which is a writing intensive class. So I'm going to have to do a lot of reading and I'm going to have to do a lot of writing. So it focuses a lot about writing. And once that is done, then I don't have to take any more like writing intensive classes anymore. All I gotta do is just take a lot of science classes. I never understood why in the world we need to take a lot of science classes just to get a degree or an associate's in something, which I'm going to get an associate's degree in media arts, so at least I could actually work in the media broadcasting field if I were to choose so. Because a lot of times, even though I've said this before and I'll say it again, that a lot of people, whenever I'm actually going on drive-thru, a lot of people say I have a good voice for radio, which at times I don't see it. Maybe it's because I speak to customers differently than I speak to you guys, especially on YouTube, where I gotta be more enthusiastic, I gotta be loud, I gotta be energetic. Well, at work, I don't really have to be energetic. I could just pretty much casually just talk to them, or at least try to be a little bit loud when it comes to the actual being on the drive-thru. Even though I don't know how to speak correctly half the time, I usually try my best. So in any case, I'm talking about YouTube, not drive-thru, because drive-thru is easy, but even then I still stumble upon my words, especially when I have to say it over and over and over again like clockwork, and at times I do stumble, and I usually laugh about it so that it doesn't really be that awkward to the customer as well, because I realize my mistake and then I correct myself like I try to do right now. So it's kind of one of those things. So either way, wait, what is this? What is this? We have a spawner here. That's awesome. Look at that. Oh hey, there's string and there's some cocoa beans. There are redstone and bread. Hey, we got cocoa beans at least. Who knew, right? So that's pretty cool. We actually have an actual spawner here. And the awkward part is, it's going to be floating in midair. And a lot of people ask me, what are you going to do with all the spawners? Well, we're going to keep them. We're just going to leave them there, so randomly you'll see a floating spawner, and then from there, you can make yourself a good old, like, farm. Because this could be a zombie farm, as you can see the zombie right there, spinning around foreverly. That's not even a word, but you know what I mean. And too bad we can't use a Silk Touch pickaxe on it to carry it, but still. And I think Steve has been here because this kind of indicates that he was here. Okay, because somebody went in here. Somebody. Okay, well, I'm not going to argue against that, but we have a spawner here. So in any case, that again, for those, well, like, yep, he's definitely been in here. Okay then, so yeah, that caught me off guard. In any case, when people ask what are you going to do with the spawners, I tell them we're just going to leave them. So for those who want to know, there you go. That we're going to leave them for you guys. You can make your own farm at least, make yourself a trap, or just have a little bit, I don't know what you're going to do with a lot of zombies. You're going to have a lot of zombie flesh. You can't really have anything else unless you want to get some carrots, but it already has been like a thing. Everybody already has carrots at this point. So I don't know what you would do with a zombie spawner. Maybe get some XP, or maybe rank up in the leaderboards in killing. So that could be a thing. In any case, I'm getting a little bit distracted. So what was I talking about? Ah yes, when people say that I have a good voice to be on radio or broadcasting, a lot of people do, honestly. So it really brightens up my day, and I can't even speak right. I can't be on radio if I actually can't speak right, but in any case, I try my best. YouTube's not that really judge-worthy, I guess. So in any case, that I do try my best to talk to the customers, help the customers out, just take the order, finish the order, and then be on the day. But whenever a customer stops on by to compliment me, that really brightens up my day. And brightens up anybody's day. Just pretty much compliment the person who's working at the drive-thru or at the front counter. Just a small little compliment. It really brightens up everybody's day, especially when the people who have to work every single day have to deal with a lot of people every single day. And we get people who, honestly, they are bad to us, which pretty much comes with the job for anybody out there. But usually it's just not our fault, but they always like take it upon themselves to let us know that it is our fault. In any case, still, like, I do believe that I speak to the customers differently than I speak to you guys. Again, with YouTube, you gotta be energetic, you gotta be loud, you gotta at least have people's attention throughout the whole entire video. But when I'm talking to the customers, I usually have a little bit of a lower tone where I just use a different type where I'm just gonna be conversational. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It's just, I'm not gonna be loud right in their face. Like, when they're like right up front, then I just talk to them and take their orders like normal. And I do apologize if I am speaking a little bit too fast. That is just a thing. Again, as I said, that you got to keep going. You got to keep the energy up. But whenever I speak a little bit slowly, then that's where people say that you need to be more energetic. And I can't even speak right. Again, that's what happens. If I try to be energetic, I just cannot say any of the words that I want to say correctly. So, if I were just to speak in a normal type of tone throughout the entire video, that would be a different story. Maybe that I do at some point try to put a little bit of pizzazz because I don't want to actually sound a little bit monotone, or I really don't want to just have that low tone, because believe me, I do have a deep baritone voice. I really, really do. Whenever I speak to my friends, I don't really put up a show, of course, unless that I have to be loud for them to actually hear me, because having a deep voice on its own really, really sucks. It has its good moments and it has its bad moments. For me, it's very, very bad, especially when there are loud music around us or there's a lot of loud noises going on, and when I try to say something, they cannot hear me. At most points, at a lot of points, I do yell due to the fact that they can't hear me if I were to speak normally in like a room speaking voice. You know what I mean? Like, what is it? Just room voice. What is that terminology again? I don't remember what that terminology is. I know I have it in my head. Inside voice. There you go. It's so simple. But again, I'm an idiot, so what do you expect from that? But in any case, that I do speak to people differently than I speak to you guys, as you probably heard from the beginning of the video if you paid attention this long to the video. And now I'm more calm, and as well as that I'm going with more inside voice type of deal. It's just different. It's just overall different. I don't know where I'm actually getting with this, but you could tell. You could obviously tell. Especially when I'm live streaming, especially when I live stream for so long that all that energy is already spent and now I'm just speaking normally. Of course, whenever there's a raid or there's like a lot of people who compliment me, then that's when I put up a show again. I don't know if I should always be putting up a show. Honestly, I do not. Is that I want people to accept how I am when it comes to some of the commentaries I do make, but I can understand why people wouldn't want to watch me if I keep using my inside voice rather than the whole preppy, not preppy, this isn't preppy, none of that was preppy. How would you even do a preppy voice? I don't even know, honestly, but I don't even know what to describe it. I'm just rambling on. This is what Operation Bedrock and Operation Dome, even though that's over, but even then, I still did an Operation Dome, and as well as now with Operation Blackout. It could just be anything. This is the reason why I really want to go back to vlogging, so it'll be more of a personal level where I'll have my camera right there, I'll have my brand new mic right there, and then I'll just speak to you. Maybe I don't know if I would be putting up a show at that point, but if people accept the way that I just make my commentaries at that point, then that'll be a thing. And again, I have no idea why my commentary is all over the place today. My mindset, what I'm thinking, it's just what it is. I just go with the flow and I just continue on with that. But it's like, it's Minecraft. I know that there's so many things you can do with Minecraft, but you gotta make it exciting one way or another. I don't think you could actually use inside voice. Every single Let's Player Minecrafter you see out there uses an exaggerated voice. That's what it is. Everyone uses an exaggerated voice. A lot of Let's Players use exaggerated voices. Like a lot of people, even vloggers even, some of them, not all of them, but you know that they use exaggerated voices, they go comedically, they try to put up a show for you guys, and that's what everybody's used to. And whenever somebody else is just more, I don't even know what to say at this point. Like, if they just don't really exaggerate their words, they would probably be deemed as boring. And sometimes that could be true for a lot of people. It's just like people always judge personality based on how their voice sounds. But overall, I would love to hear more like calm type of commentary every once in a while. That's the thing. Like, no exaggeration, no hyperboles, no screaming on the top of their lungs, or like raising up the tone of their voice so that they can keep your attention. Sometimes just calm, mellow type of commentary is what we all need every now and again. And that's how I started out with my channel. Like, I didn't really scream. I didn't actually raise my voice very, very high. Sometimes I actually like express a louder tone when something surprisingly happens, which that is normal. But with my older videos, even though I can't listen to them anymore because back then I had a very, very terrible microphone, headset microphones, Logitech for crying out loud, that I just can't listen to it. But even then, a lot of people back then, you sound very boring. You sound like a robot type of deal. And I still get those comments today. And I usually joke about that regardless, but still, it's different. Everyone likes different types of deals. And I have no idea what made me think about this topic for today, but maybe just part of me wants to be more like this type of deal, where I could actually just speak to you guys normally without having to exaggerate every single syllable that I say that comes out of my mouth to try to get your attention or try to make it just more exciting than it actually is. Because without the tone, all you're seeing in the background is just me mining. And all it is, that's all Operation Bedrock will ever be. More and more mining. And the occasional updates here and there of something that has happened. Like, for instance, we got mending books from the librarians last week, and I've taken the time to combine a lot of my tools with mending. These three, not so much. I'm just waiting until they red bar, and then afterwards, or black bar, however you want to call it, where they're almost destroyed, add mending, and then repair it. That's how I'm going to repair it. I'm not going to actually exchange the levels or use an anvil. I'm just going to repair it from there. But as you can see here, that we got mending right there, mending shovel, and as well as that we have our sharpness 5 with mending 1. This is a very, very powerful sword that it doesn't really have the bane of arthropods, it doesn't have the smite, and what was the other one? I think that was pretty much it. That you got sharpness, smite, and bane of arthropods. I don't have any of that, so I got sharpness 5, looting 3, knockback 2, fire aspect 2, unbreaking 3, and as well as mending 1. And then I have myself a soak touch, and as well as efficiency and mending. And then the bow has mending, punch 2, infinity 1, power 5, unbreaking 3, mending 1, and flame 1. Very, very powerful bow. And then I got myself, or Steve helped me out with this one, getting Feather Falling 2 and Frostwalker 2. And again, from what I've said before, is that we're going to be using Frostwalker to get rid of the ocean. It'll be faster that way with all the Soak Touch pickaxes and including the Frostwalker boots that will keep making a lot of frosted eyes. Mine it all up, get rid of every single source block, and work from there. And I cannot wait for that to happen, that we got a lot of work to do, especially when we want to get rid of everything. So far, we're going to be mining all the way down to bedrock in this area right here. So we got a lot of layers to go. And essentially, well, I gotta count the top layer, of course. We've already mined the last 3 layers of the world, so we're gonna go ahead and take 46, subtract by 3, and then we're gonna get 43 more layers to go, and we're like digging all the way down here. So yeah, it'll be kind of interesting to see it being mined more and more and more. Of course, that we're gonna have the outline completely mined down. You can see that we're connecting from one skylight to the other skylight, and then from there, we're going to do it on all 4 sides, well, the last 3 sides, and then it's going to be one giant outline of gray, and then inside you see the world in itself. And one thing that we really need to do, which we haven't done to begin with until Steve actually made an idea in Operation Blackout, is that we should actually make maps of each and every progression. And the only way for me to get the old one is that if I were to go back to the 360 and then take a screenshot out of that one, and then go back to the Xbox One and get the screenshots out of every single map that we are doing as an update, I guess. And then I could make a little bit of a video montage, working side by side by side. That could be a thing. Just let me know in the comment section below what you guys think, and as well as let me know of this whole entire video on its own. I'm always looking for feedback. I really am. I want to know from you guys, like, do you like the over-exaggerated commentary that you hear from a lot of Let's Play channels? Let's be honest, we like it. We like it a lot. And then, of course, that there's always the calm, mellow channels that you actually would listen to as well. And let me know. Let me know what you want to hear from me. Do you want me to always exaggerate everything I say? Or at least go with an inside voice and just keep on working with this until I can perfect my commentary? I want to know, why do people say that I have a good voice for radio, and yet I don't even know how to speak English. I almost did a redundancy here. I really want to know what people actually hear from me, that I could actually work on it to master it and to sound better for all of my commentaries, and as well as my future videos and live streams from then on forth. Like, again, I speak to customers differently than I speak to you guys, and earlier I was more exaggerated before I toned it down to an inside voice. And again, I honestly don't know. I don't know until you guys tell me. This is the reason why I always ask for feedback, and I rarely ever get it. I honestly rarely ever get feedback, because most of the time I always get the people who say first comment, or they just say something before they even watch the video. Like, I want to hear from you guys, metaphorically, but I want to know from you guys what you think about this video and what can I do to make it better. I know that I'm not really doing much work right now, but usually I easily get distracted, and I actually blame that on my lack of sleep, which has been proven that you tend to forget more and more of what you're doing, or you have like ADD or ADHD symptoms when it comes to being sleep deprived. That's actually a thing. So that could actually explain a lot of why I always forget what I'm doing, and as well as that I always get distracted easily, and especially when sleep deprivation also leads to not doing well in school, that you can't stay focused and it's harder to retain information. So sleep deprivation is a real thing, and it does affect you. But that's another story and another topic for another day. Back to this topic, which I should bring on another topic because I have no idea how long this video is, and especially when I keep making a lot of mistakes, that I make a lot of jump cuts, so I don't know where I'm at when it comes to the time of this video. But yes, I want to know from you guys, do you like it when I over-exaggerate on the words, or at least over-exaggerate on the commentary on its own entirely? Or just you like it when I over-exaggerate on some words? Or just you like the way that I'm talking to you guys right now? So let me know in the comments section below, and I'll be sure to tweet this out so that people could actually give me a direct response. Because again, I rarely ever get feedback on the things I ask for in the video, and I do read the comments. And the reason why I ignore a lot of the comments is because a lot of it has nothing to do with the video or the topic that I asked about entirely. And I do respond to other questions, or I do respond to other comments, but a lot of the comments I do receive, I really don't have an answer for them. But before I forget, I am getting a brand new tablet, and I did mention this in Operation Blackout, but the thing is, apparently this tablet, even though it's a Samsung, that I could not connect it to my HD TV, so my solution is to buy a gaming tablet, which I should have bought in the beginning, but then when I thought about it, it's like, I'll have a tablet for work and school, and then I'll have a tablet for gaming. So it actually works for both worlds, especially for you guys, is that I'll have a gaming tablet so that I could actually do some live streaming or mobile games, because it does have an HDMI port into the tablet in its own. So if hopefully it works. I'll test it out to see if it works. If it doesn't, I'll just send it back and keep on looking. But I really want to make some mobile gaming and mobile Let's Plays and mobile live stream for you guys. So let me know in the comment section below, what games do you want to see for mobile? And I'm not talking about Pocket Edition of Minecraft or Clash of Clans. Not those games, because I get those suggestions a lot. But real games, or I should not say real games, like storyline games, maybe RPGs, or puzzle games, anything that is worthy enough to actually be seen as a let's play in entirety. And some of the games I'll try to complete. I know there's one game that right now I'm very addicted to, and I will not say what it is yet because I want to at least know the tactic I should go about before I actually do a live stream let's play of it. Because honestly, in the same concept, it is kind of boring, but at the same time, it's like, it's too addicting for me to stop. Because once I start something, I gotta finish playing the game. Eventually, hopefully. Cough cough, Agario, cough cough, Bomberman. There's some of the other games that I still need to continue on live streaming, but yeah, that's going to be a thing, and I know I'm taking way too much of your time, so I'm just going to have to end it off here. So again, let me know in the comment section below what you thought about this video. All comments are truly appreciated, and some of the comments will be answered too. But until then, in a recap, we got a lot of work to do. We got 43 layers to mine, and as well as we have ourselves a zombie spawner that we're going to leave it there so you guys can do whatever you want with it. And as well as that, let me know what you guys thought about my commentary and what I could do to be better and what games I could actually get for mobile to live stream or do a let's play of once the gaming tablet is here. But until then, have a great day, everyone. I want to thank Steve and as well as Heero SMO for helping me out with this week. And also that if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like. If you're brand new to the channel, then please subscribe for more videos, content, and as well as live streams in the future. But until then, I'm SwordKing090. Have a great day, everyone. And then as always, I will see you guys in the next video.
I'm gonna throw my memories away. Now I feel I'm done, and I am cursed by every day till my time is gone. I've never felt this way before, and now I know this all for sure. I won't forget your last betray. I'll never forget